Dick, you doing anything, I mean, for these, now that you're officially eliminated, are you doing anything different
No.
lineup-wise?
No, not at all. I think we've been realistic on where we've been at for, maybe since the deadline. So I don't think it changed anything, and I don't think the guy's mindset will change. So yeah, we'll just keep pushing forward. Last 4 games, hopefully continue to play the right way, and give ourselves a chance, like we have night in, night out of late.
Anything, Villa, is he?
Yep, Billy will be back in tomorrow. Yep, so he's been responding fairly well from that lower body injury.
If you can, then, I mean, will you play him like tomorrow and then 2 of the last 3?
We'll play that. It's usually pretty much a day-to-day type thing. Obviously, we won't play him on the back-to-back, so we'll have to figure that out and how his lower body responds. It's been good so far, but obviously a back-to-back, those are some issues he's had in the past.
And then just 2 more games for Simon, right? To keep
Yep, just 2 more games for Simon. Yep, and we'll play that. He'll be in tomorrow, and then we'll see where we get that last game. Might make sense just to give him the home games and go from there.
As you look back on just kind of the season as a whole, I know there's still a few games left, but you talked earlier about the importance of establishing an identity. Has that identity been what you've planned, or has that evolved?
No, I think it's evolved. I think our identity is when we are hard to play against. We don't give up easy offense. We defend first. We take care of the puck. We worry about keeping it out of our net more than putting it in the net, and we've shown some flashes of that. So I think some positives going forward.
The next 3 games against teams that are either, well, tomorrow a team that's battling for the playoffs, and then a couple more that are battling for positioning. I know it's all about you, but do you take any pride in kind of almost a spoiler kind of role?
Yeah, probably not the spoiler type role. I don't know if the guys really concern themselves from that, but what is good is we know we're getting these teams best. And I like the fact that of late we've been playing some of these teams that are fighting for their playoff lives, if you will. And it's made us join the fight, or it's not going to go well. And for the most part, we've done a pretty good job for it. And I think tomorrow is going to be great. Obviously, you're playing a really good Pittsburgh team, fighting for their playoff lives, the superstar power they have, the difference makers they have, and I think there'll be more at stake with the fact that we beat them last week. So I think we'll get their best, and it's going to force us to go to another level with our game.
You've had success against Pittsburgh this season. What's gone right in those games, do you think?
It's hard to say when you play them so far apart. I mean, we beat them in their arena. It came back from 4 goals. It was a unique, scenario. Then the last game, I just thought we played a really pretty complete game through some weird circumstances too. So I don't know if it's so much success against Pittsburgh. I just think we've played well in those 2 games.
I mean, do you allow yourself the what if, Derek? I mean, a couple of the guys were mentioning about, those 2 losses to Philly, and then I think they got the St. Louis loss. It's like, boy, if we'd got some points there, who knows? I mean,
Yeah, I'd be careful playing that type of game. And we've beat Toronto twice. We've beaten Tampa twice. We beat the Bruins, within the last couple of weeks. We beat Carolina within the last, so you start doing that type of game. I think we're probably where we are at, where we belong, where we deserve to be at. It's going to be really hard to look back on this season and judge this team. We were over the playoff line late into the season, right before the deadline, and then we're not even the same team. So I just think there's definitely some positives where we're at. I know we have 4 games left, but no matter what happens, I think there's some positives. And I think that obviously it's human nature with the what ifs, where we were right before the deadline. But I'd be careful playing that game because we've beat a lot of really good teams, and there's some games that have won our way through some circumstances too.
those 2 Ottawa games, I mean, are those kind of like something you went to a little bit either? Not
No.
really.
We would have bounced back from that. We have. Despite losing half our lineup, we bounced back. So that would have been just a 2-game stretch. We had them all year. We've had positives through then. We would have bounced right back. And I mean, you look at Ottawa, it's no different in Buffalo. We sold everything. Ottawa added a superstar D-man, and we're 1 point behind them. So I think that speaks volumes. You talk about, I'd be careful framing those two games. It's an 82-game season for a reason. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.